Hi, I'm Javier. Thank you for your interest in our book groups where we dive deep into Jessica Fern's critically acclaimed book, Polysecure. Consider this short video your free and fun study guide where I'll reveal the top 4 things you should know from chapters 3 and 4, along with some questions to help guide your reading and expand your thinking. 4. Trauma. Events that overwhelm us and leave us feeling out of control, helpless, and alone can be the source of trauma. There are 2 types of trauma. Single event traumas are one-off events like robbery, assault, accidents, or natural disasters. And there are complex and relational traumas such as abuse, neglect, and other interpersonal experiences. If these experiences happen at a young age, we are particularly vulnerable to their impact. Everyone experiences events in their lives differently, and different people may or may not be traumatized by similar events. Once the event is over, our bodies are supposed to return to a state of parasympathetic nervous system balance, where we can function in a calm and clear-minded way. Think about when the threat is over, we should be, just fine returning to our normal state. But when someone is suffering from trauma, that does not happen. We are still in that sort of state of alertness. If you suspect you are suffering from trauma, a qualified mental health therapist can help you sort through it. Traumas that were intense, impactful, or happen over long periods of time can cause our nervous systems to be on alert constantly, which can affect our ability to connect, maintain relationships of all kinds, and our overall well-being. And we can be in this trauma response long after the trauma happened. 3. Types of trauma responses. Trauma responses can be put into 4 categories: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. Fight is where you want to battle against the thing that is causing you the stress. And flight is where you just want to get out of there. And freeze is where you just stop, kind of like how a deer does. Deer in the headlights, really. And then the one that is interesting and new, for me at least, is fawn response. That's where you just comply with the thing that's causing you stress. They are appeasing behaviors, people-pleasing behaviors. So you're not really getting your needs met other than just to go along and get along to survive. 2. Nested model. So Jessica Fern has this nested model where it starts with the self, comes out to relationships, home, local communities, societal, and global level. All of these levels can impact who we are and how we go about in the world. So our quality of our interactions with attachment figures at the relationships level can affect our well-being, as well as our culture. As our culture accepting of who we are. Some cultures might not be accepting of LGBTQ, other cultures may. So the experience of someone who's LGBTQ in different types of societies can be very, very different, and it can be traumatizing in some societies and even deadly in others. We also think about societal power structures and systems. So if we have protections for polyamorous families, or you can get married as a polyamorous family in one jurisdiction but not the other, that can affect your well-being. And the global and collective level, which is the widest one on the nested model, think about natural disasters, environment. Those can impact our quality of life, and when our quality of life is impacted, that affects our ability to relate to others. 1. Types of non-monogamy. Jessica has this graphic of types of non-monogamy. It's on a quadrant system where we have high sexual exclusivity, low sexual exclusivity, and then we have high emotional exclusivity, low emotional exclusivity. So let's begin with high sexual exclusivity, high emotional exclusivity, which is monogamy. So you have one partner that you're having sex with. one partner that you are deeply emotionally invested in. So they are your everything in many ways. Then if you come out from the corner of monogamy, you might come to monogamish or polyfidelity. Monogamish being, for the most part, the couple might be monogamous, but maybe they can open up once in a while and have emotional or sexual experiences with others. Polyfidelity is another interesting case where we might have a group of people that are closed, like a closed group, where they're all have fidelity with each other, and there are no outside partners. Maybe it's 2, 3, 4 people, a polycule, if you will. Then on the next quadrant, we have asexual polyamorous, which is high sexual exclusivity, low emotional exclusivity. So that could be somebody that has a lot of very deep emotional relationships, but they're not having sex with the people. Polyintimates could also be people that you maybe don't have sexual contact with, but you are very intimate with them emotionally. Let's go down now to the bottom right. We have low emotional exclusivity and low sexual exclusivity. This would be hierarchical polyamory, where maybe you have this person is most important in your life, the next person. Then there's non-hierarchical polyamory, where all relationships are, they are what they are when they are. Solo polyamory is when you are your own person and you have various relationships, but you're not a couple with anybody. You're not not building your life with anybody in particular. And then relationship anarchy is, according to Jessica, it's a little off the map here. This is where we want to dismantle all hierarchies. Finally, the bottom left, we have low sexual exclusivity and high emotional exclusivity. So that would be open marriage relationship or swinging. This is where we might have a couple that is very much together. Maybe they only play together, or they really are just seeking sort of like fun diversions outside of their relationship, and the emotional piece of what we would call polyamory and attachment is not really there for the people outside of that couple. Questions. Why are you non-monogamous? Is it just for sex, for the emotional connection, both, or some other reason? How do you navigate the multiple levels of human experience that impact your relationships, such as home, local communities, culture, societal, global, or collective levels? And what is your style or brand of monogamy today? Do you have different styles in your various relationships? Are you more solo polyamory here? Are you more polyintimate here? How does it work for you? And how has it worked for you in the past, and how do you want it to work in the future? I hope you found the top 4 things from chapters 3 and 4 helpful. We just touched on the main points, so I implore you to get your very own copy of Polysecure to delve deeper into her insights and potentially life-changing ideas about deepening your polyamorous relationships. And check out the events tab in our Facebook page. We hope to see you in one of our book groups where you can build community just by listening or even joining in the discussion. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, and everything's linked below. Have an amazing day.